table, OP table. Today is special edition of OP table. Coming to special, CPP versus the Union Party. Union Party and Union Police. Thank you very much. Jeremiah Chia versus Nyan Natal Fulula. The favorite song of Niba Kanti. Nyan Fulula. And here with the Honorable Chairman. Chairman, how are you doing today? Hello, Honorable Chairman.
It's good to be here. You know, we are taking this time away from our favorite team, the Matthew Gunners, to listen to Matthew Men, Jeremiah Chia, and Yan and Devula to tell us about CPP and UP. We are hanging out this Sunday morning. You guys are smartly dressed. Share the video, share the show. This will be a very educative section because we have men with great experiences. So it's good to be here. Cheer, you are smartly dressed. You are in your UP color, green coat. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, CPP gets so many colors. They get red and everything else. It's okay.
That is too much of color.
No. Oh, the greatest XYZ.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here. Well, little gentlemen, Facebook Live. If you're in Liberia, Unity Party versus CPP in the Americas. Thank you very much. We are in Indianapolis, Indiana. Jeremiah Chia versus Nyan Natal Fulula, the favorite song of Niba Kanti. Nyan Fulula is taking on Jeremiah Chia in Indianapolis, Indiana. Jeremiah Chia, how you doing, Jeremiah Chia? Jeremiah Chia, are you there? Nyan Fulula.
It's Chia frozen.
Oh my gosh, what's going on with Chia? What's going on, Chia? What's going on, Jeremiah Chia? You know the party, you can't be doing that. You know the party, be alive, please.
Unity Party internet is not working even in these United States.
No, you can't say that. No, man, somebody call Chia real quick.
No, Chia's gonna be back.
Chia will be back.
I see him blinking.
I see Chia is moving now.
Yeah. Jeremiah Chia, are you there? I can't hear Chia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special edition of OP Table. We are here with these fine gentlemen of Indianapolis. One is supporting CDC. The CPP. I'm sorry, I reiterate. One is supporting the CPP, and the other one will be supporting the Union Party. Thank you very much. Special edition. Jeremiah Chia versus Nyan Natal Fulula. The favorite song of Niba Kanti. Jeremiah Chia is taking on Nyan Fulula. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook Live. Listen to these gentlemen. These gentlemen are ready. Thank you very much. Edition. OP table. I am here with the chairman, Joseph Sigisagasa Jr. Honorable Chairman.
Yes.
How you look at these two gentlemen? Who's gonna take on the day? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna be the victor? You know the party for the CPP.
It's a great thing. For me, I'm here to listen and learn. I think we'll be entertained by these great men and great minds. I think it's a privilege for all of us on a Sunday morning to listen to them talk about their parties. CPP and UP. Today
I have
is
shared a show in the CPP chat room.
today
Every
is about
CPP member will be watching.
CPP. Today is about CPP and
They might
UP.
actually do the same in in the UP chat room too.
Uh, UP came out last Sunday. They shut down Morovia. CPP is planning on coming out next Saturday.
Yeah. Sunday.
Is that Sunday?
Yeah, it will be on Sunday.
Oh, our people go to church, no problem.
No problem. UP came out on Sunday as well. So, such is the time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should dive into the topic real quick because time fast spent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Z. Akoi, Yapumo 7. Honorable Chairman, can you introduce yourself, please, so we can start rolling the ball?
Joseph Azigizan City Jr. I think we will be doing a few things here. I'll be watching the time. Everyone will speak according to the time we're going to allocate for them. So we make sure that no one or nobody is interrupting the other person because we have to listen and learn. We have to listen to what CPP is doing back home, and we have to listen to what UP is doing back home. We have fine gentlemen here to represent CPP and UP. Mr. Jeremiah Chie will be speaking like supporting UP, and Mr. Yana Devole, strong supporter of CPP, you will be here telling us about the things they are doing back home. So we have the privilege. It's a privilege and honor to listen to you guys today. An extreme privilege, and it's an extreme honor to listen to both of you. So we thank you for coming out here today, and we'll be rolling the ball. Before we roll the ball, we'd like to talk about the guests here, and the guests can introduce themselves because we want you guys to do so when you are here. So, Mr. Yanni Devola, you can go, and then we'll give it out to Mr. Chia next.
Hold on. Upon introduction, Honorable Chairman, you did not come up with a time they will be speaking for.
All right, you guys will be speaking for 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Hold up. 1 minute, and then if you are mentioned, or if there's a rebuttal, or the next person will come ahead and make that rebuttal in 30 seconds, and then they will speak again for 1 minute, but we'll be bouncing the time between you guys. But for the first thing for us to lay the platform or the foundation for both your parties, you can go ahead and speak for at least 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for what you guys are doing back home. 5 minutes. At the opening, after you guys introduce yourself, we'll go back to laying the foundation for what you guys are doing back home. But you can introduce yourself first, then we'll give you guys the 5 minutes each to tell about what you guys are doing back home. I will watch the time. Thank you. Yeah, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I want to say thanks to the platform, the honorable co-chair, the greatest XYZ, John Z. Akwe, and the chairman, Joseph Azigi Sagasede Jr. Thank you for giving all the time today to come out here and inform the world about our various, political parties and standard bearers in Liberia of what they intend to do and what they have been doing in Liberia and why they should be given the chance to extend to the highest office in Liberia. So I'm here in support of Alexander B. Cummings and the CPP as a whole to tell you why the CPP should be given the chance to the presidency at this time in Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yan the Developer and Mr. Jeremiah Chia. You can go ahead and introduce yourself. I mean, you're not stranger to this platform, but I mean, for the listening audience out there, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, good morning to folks in the Midwest, to be specific, and good afternoon or good evening to those watching us from Asia, Europe, and West Africa. My name is Jeremiah Chia, and I'm here to throw a few light on issue that surrounds Liberia at this current moment, and I'm going to be discussing from a vantage point of the Unity Party. Though we are in the opposition, we need to discuss lengthily as it needs right now. Stay tuned.
Well, thank you very much. Honorable Chairman, you got anything to say?
No, not really. I'm sharing the show. What you want to do? You want to go ahead and ask the question, and then I can get into doing that later on. XYZ. What you want me to do?
While you were sharing the show, because you said they're going to speak for 5 minutes, right? And 5 minutes each.
Yes. And yeah, so since Yan was the first to go introduce himself, Mr. Jeremiah Chia, you can speak for 5 minutes about UP and what they are doing back home, and then after the 5 minutes, then we can move on to Yan the Developer. I will start your time when you start to talk. Jeremiah Chia, are you listening?
I think you got a delay.
Hello, Jeremiah Chia.
Yes, I think Mr. Chia is having a...
Yeah, something's not right. Let me see. Let me work on Chia a little bit.
All right. Thank you. Well, what the Unity Party... Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Are you hearing me? I'm hearing you guys.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm hearing you guys.
He having a delay.
Okay.
I
said,
can hear you now.
Foremost, the Unity Party. I'm here. XYZ, you're having a delay too.
Go ahead, Chia. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, issue of governance, the Unity Party has been tried and tested. It's no secret. And for the better part of the last years, the Unity Party had 12 years to make things right with the Liberian people. And she did her utmost best under the stewardship of President Sirleaf and Honorable Boycott. So when I see people gallivanting in the corridors of power and try to cast expressions as to what they've done, they lay the blueprint, the groundwork for what you see now, the CDC being trending. But now the CDC has not done their part of continuity in governance. You need a party to a country with a little under $80-something million, turn it into up to 700 million plus before they left the executive mansion. This discussion is being held in a sense of representative of the CDC, because this is about them, though. Even though opposition, this is about them because they are the ones. Unity Party, true light, the healthcare of the country, Liberians who Committee of Nations renege on all these privileges that those people set. They set the standards and they gave it to Ambassador Weah or President Weah, and now you see where the country is headed. We've for over 6 years we've been living fear mongering. People will do things and go with impunity, and there's wide scale corruption in the country. Our people are dying. There's so many things that needs to be handled. They have almost 72 promises that this government made, and they've since not delivered on them. They've been trying the utmost best. We cannot sit down and say, oh, since they got in power, there's not a single thing they've done. No, they've done something enough to keep the peace and maintain the peace. That is crucial for our democracy, and we must applaud them for that. But on a bigger picture, Liberia needs more than just having to get up in the morning and breathing fresh air. We need our people to move one step further. We need our people to have good access to good health care, safe drinking water. We need our people to do a lot of things that we see in the Western world that they're not privileged to do. You understand me? So, and this government has taken lightly the issue of the liberalization policy. We have people that have been doing things in our country that our citizens should be doing. We have foreigners doing them, and nobody seems to bother about them. So when I say we need a government of responsible people who will try on these issues and solve them, and try to amicably restore the hope of the people, that's the ticket you should be vying. That's the ticket you should be looking at. The rest, because these people have the track record of being tried and tested. This will say, oh, what did they do during the time they were there as 12 years ago or 18 years ago? Listen to me, my brothers. This is about, I'm getting a terrible feedback from someone down there. I know it's the and the ANC people trying to distract the conversation now. No problem, we'll proceed. We've been through thick mud, sloppy valleys, but still the Unity Party has been standing strong. I'm not club with the responsibility to speak on behalf of this party, but look what you saw on Saturday, on Sunday. The Liberian people are those who give you their voice and give you the support when the time is right. When they say they are for you at that moment in time in history, there's nothing that can be done about it. President Sirleaf had their time in history where the Liberian people willingly to support. There's nothing wrong with Mr.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry to stop you there, but we got to move on to the next person.
What people don't understand is time.
Mr. Jeremiah Chair, it's been more than 5 minutes. We have to move on to Mr. Yana Devola to speak on his party and what they intend to do for Liberia and Liberians. Mr. Yana Devola will now have the platform.
Time of everything in politics is essential. Mr. Communist to be headed towards 2029 because there might be more than 20 plus people vying for that seat, the presidency.
Chair is not following the rules.
He got a delay. So
yeah, he's having a terrible delay. And Mr. Chair, can you work on your delay or something because Yan is about to speak? Well, we want you to follow the rules. Like we're going to stick to the time. We want to stick to the time so nobody is going to protest and say we are cheating them or give you another person more time. Now, Mr. Yana Devola, are you ready to go and speak about your party?
yes.
You can go ahead.
Well, I want to say thanks to the listener being here today and to you both, taking your time off to, listening to us. of what we intend to do in Liberia when we have taken over as administrator of government in the country. Well, I'm here to talk about Alexander B. Cummings and the CPP. Who is Alexander Cummings? Alexander Cummings is a man that was born in Old Government Hospital in Monrovia. He grew up in Point Four. He attended the Demonstration Elementary School and also attended the CWA and graduated as a senior president, class president of the CWA. And later, he enrolled in Collington University and have an opportunity to travel to the US and got his bachelor degree from Illinois here in Chicago. And later on went back to Liberia and worked for the LBDI Bank. And later again, he had the opportunity to come back to the US to work as a professional. He worked for the Pittsburgh Company, Group of Company International. He rose to the top as a vice president for finance and grew that economy budget to $1.9 billion as senior vice president of that company. And later on moved on to Coca-Cola Company and served as a regional director or manager for Coca-Cola in Africa. And later rose to the position as Coca-Cola president of Africa, and later on rose to the Coca-Cola position as a vice president Coca-Cola Global for executive administrator. In that position, he have an oversight of a lot of things. He have an oversight of security, uh, information technology, human resources, and so on. And at that company, the budget of that company was about $198 billion. Yes, a man that have been audited throughout his career. I can say almost every month or quarterly throughout his career, and retire from those companies that he had worked for clean with no dirt. He returned back to Liberia and he had contributed immensely to the economies. His Coca-Cola, his Cummings Foundation, he's spent about $1.5 million in health, youth empowerment, and women empowerment in Liberia through his Cummings Foundation. He have also contributed immensely to educational institutions in the country, throughout the country, all the universities in the country. He have contributed immensely. When you go to Nima University, at that time it was Nima Community College, the engineering department, he built it. When you go to AMU Zion, the engineering department, he have contributed immensely. Over 100 and some more thousand United States dollar was contributed. And today, the graduate school at the AMU University is named in honor of Alexander B. Cummings at AMU University. Not just that, when Prince Johnson Technical College was built, because of his love for technology and engineering in the country, he contributed $50,000 to revamp that engineering department at the Prince Johnson Technical College in Ganta. When you go to University of Maryland, University of Bassa, University of Lofa, he have contributed towards all the university. Not just stopping there. My time is over?
Yeah.
Okay. I will stop.
Thank you very much, Young Ruler, for respecting the time. Honorable Chairman.
Yes. Or you can. Do you have a question to start with, or you want me to start?
You can start, and then I can follow up.
Okay. First and foremost, Mr. Jeremiah Chia, welcome back. I hope your internet is working well. Let's talk crowd politics a little bit. Last weekend, we saw UP performance in Monrovia or Maserati. They came out under rain, and we saw supporters walking in water, dirty water, everything to show that support for their candidate. Look at the performance from last weekend. How sure are you that UP is going to win Maserati? Or is it something that you guys are seeing or planning on doing come October 10th? That's for you, Chair.
Well, Mr. Chairman, the optics are clear. Mr. Chairman, the optics are clear. Numbers don't lie. What you saw on Sunday was the voice of the Liberian people telling the world that this time is going to be Ambassador Boa who's going to be president of Liberia. So it's clear. And I mean not to be to my such support, but there's something about the Liberian people that you need to delve into and understand tactics of politics. When the crowd defy the outcome, whether they can walk straight or not, whether they are hungry or not, if they decide that, look, I'm going to put everything behind me, I'm going to focus on the future of my children, and I'm going to come out and show the support and show that this time.
One minute.
I think we are just too. The 1 minute allotted is little.
I think is and he's having a delay. So okay, with that being said, due to the delay,
it can be any crowd in the opposition. Unit Party is going to. I heard my brother on Sunday was their level.
Watch your internet acting like this. What, Jamache, we can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, Mr. Chi is having a very bad
recession.
Yeah. Internet problem this morning.
These are the same people who your consciousness will appeal to for them to have you. Can I still continue?
But who device is doing that?
All right, Mr. Chair, I think you are having a very bad internet problem today. And I mean, when you are speaking, I mean.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Chair, go ahead. Here we go. We're having a problem. So, Mr. Honorable Chairman, do you think we should give him additional 30 minutes?
Okay.
Yeah, Chair, your internet problem is very bad today. I mean, you are speaking and we really want to tag along with the message, but we are having a very bad experience this morning.
We're having a feedback.
Whose phone must? Maybe it's Chill or Yan. Yan, is that you?
I'm muted. So it's not me.
How can you be muted? You be talking, we're hearing you.
No, I cannot.
I unmute to talk. I unmute every time. I'm not talking. I mute myself.
I'm trying to see who's that.
I think that should be Che.
Let me see something. I'm coming.
It say the host muted your mic, something like that.
I'm the one muting people to see where's the feedback coming from. But I will go with it. I think Che is okay right now for now.
Che, I can see your eyes moving. Are you okay now? Hello, Jeremiah Che.
Yes,
Can
okay.
hear me.
I
Okay.
can hear you. I'm
Okay,
okay.
we're gonna give you additional 30 minutes because the
30
2 minutes
seconds.
we give you
30 seconds.
seconds rather.
Additional 30 seconds because your internet is having problem.
Additional 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah, I lost track of what I was saying, but what I'm saying is this: the crowd that turned up on Sunday is a testament to the movement of the Liberian people, what trajectory they are headed now, and what is going to happen on October 10th. That's the exact thing that you've seen before your very eyes, and that's the reason why we are going to give them a chance to elect their officials come October 10th. Ambassador Joseph Human Burger is going to be the next president of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very clear. That 30 second was very clear, and we hope that internet can keep up to that consistency. But let's move to Mr. Jan de Volule. Jan, looking at the performance of UP last weekend and your party, CPP intend to come out this coming weekend, October 1st. Do you think your party can come anywhere near close to the number that you people out October 17 and
September 17.
As September 17, sorry. Do you think your party can come anywhere near close to the number you people out September 17? And do you think your party, CPP, can win Mosurad?
CPP, yes, we can. We will even pull out more than what was put out this gone a week, 2 weekends ago. I would say that I know it's 2 weekends ago now. What was put out by UP and the CPC, we double that. We double that this coming weekend. The young people are resolved. The young people are ready to show to the whole world and their political leaders in the country, the political leader that have failed them, the political leader that put them in the situation they are in right now. They will show to them that we are ready for the change. If we're talking about change, the change is not Joseph Boakai. The change is not George Weah. Those people have proven themselves that they cannot handle the situation of the country. They cannot make it. They cannot restore the hardship in the country. They cannot restore that. The problem is above them. They don't have the strategies of carrying on or transformation in the country. When we're talking about crowd, see my background. My background, there's crowd on my background right now from Bon County. CPP show up in Bon County about a month or two ago. You saw how Bon County were. You know, if we're talking about crowd, if crowd can win election, Vanny Sherman should have won the election in 2005. If crowd can win election, Josh Weah should have won election 2005, 2011. If crowd can win election, CPP that we're talking about, Alexander Bekumi, ANC alone in the same stadium that the UP and the CDCs are boasting of today that they occupy. 2017, we all saw how that stadium were when ANC showed up. That whole stadium was red. All around the stadium was red. It was all covered up. The same crowd. A crowd can win election. Alexander Bekumi, who have won the election too in 2017. So we are not deterred. Liberian people are no more in that stage where they will just listen to politicians to come and tell them stuff and just listen and just follow in. In 1997, or how you call it, people came out and say, if you came my pa, you came my father, you came my ma, I will for you. Right. We all saw that. Because why? There was no social media to educate our people. There was no information to our disposal. That the information is to our disposal today in the war. 2017, there was no information like we have information today. Information was there, but it was not accessible like we have today. So that's what make the election very crucial. When I hear my UP people and my citizens talking that, oh, one round victory, this election, it will be shocking. This election is unpredictable, and I will tell you, CPP is in the right standing, and CPP message is resonating very well. The campaign strategy is resonating. That's why our UP people have taken the campaign strategies off of the CPP. Now they carry on the same strategies of the CPP, moving from community to community. So I will tell you, we are standing of a good standing for us to win this election, and CPP will come victorious come October 10th.
Mr. Yan, okay, thank you. Mr. John Z. XYZ, you want to go ahead and ask question? You want to go ahead and
I think I will ask Senya just, and then let me ask Chair, and then I'll go back to Yan for transparency. I don't want to overwhelm Yan Vulule.
No, you can overwhelm me, brother. I'm ready.
I understand that.
But it's just not be getting the first question all the time before you guys say, oh, why you ask me the first question all the time?
Let me ask you the first question.
Excuse me. XYZ. If the question is going to come to me, I'm an intellectual. I can withstand any question coming to me. I'm not going to be the one to say, oh, why you just keep pounding me with questions. That's what the show is about. Liberian people needs to be educated and needs to know the do's and don'ts come October 10th.
Thank you very much. Honorable man Jeremiah Chair, Unity Party representing Unity Party. So, Chair, this question is, what makes the Unity Party better off in the election comes October 10, 2023, wherein the Liberian people should entrust the Unity Party with Liberia? I reiterate, what makes the Unity Party in a better space to that of the CPP that the Liberian people should trust the Unity Party with Liberia comes October 10, 2023?
Thank you. And the answer is easy. They've been tried and tested, and the results are clear. They were able to take Liberia through the HIPIC process, the heavily indebted poor country process that Liberia debts were waived by the international community. They did that. They were able to set standards that brought an end, a complete halt, and curb the corruption practices that were widespread around, even during the regime. They were able to send Liberians outside of the country to attain quality education to come and give back to the country. They were able to tap into the best brains of the Liberians in the international community, in the diaspora, to go back and give their quota, to give a hand, to set the standard, to make sure to set the pace so that our people can relive their dream when they were growing up. They were able to restructure our military. They were able to contribute forces to UNAMSIL, to other UN agencies outside the country. That's how you see now Liberians are now serving in Mali and elsewhere in the world. They were able to also make sure our girls were taken care of. They were not taken advantage of. They were able to make sure that at least every family here went to bed not hungry. They were able to make sure that of all things, there were equal participation in government. How do you think Chi or Vulule will surface in government anytime soon? It was because of the equal ascendancy strategy. First of all, you have to be qualified. And they were able to make sure that all these things were kept into the right perspective. So this party is not about them. It's about the Liberian people, how we want to see our lives forward. We are entrusting it in the hands of people say, oh, Honorable Barker is old. I mean, I just laugh. Even the younger one, we give the country to a 54 years old guy. And up to now, he's hitting 60. You see where our country is. That one of the key opposition figures, Honorable Cummings, who is a good gentleman, he's 67. So the age factor doesn't count. What counts here is how best prepared are we to deliver the country on the right path for our people to enjoy those basic social services. That's what we should be talking about. We can't be talking about oh, this person is this person has a problem. We can't be discussing that. That's the reason why you saw we changed our slogan to "We agree." Everything you say, we agree, because at the end of the day, the Liberian people needs to agree on a particular issue before somebody can ascend to that office. So my brother here in studio will know what I know, but we decide to maybe thwart the discussion because of some high-end promises. In the end, he was like, I mean, this is politics. I get it. I don't need to go to serve my country. I've been there before, so I know. But our Liberian people, we know where they are headed. That's why I said, when you see Honorable Cummings, I don't hate the man. I love the man because I know there's hope after what we are into. There could be a time in history in Liberia where he could ascend to the power. So there are 4 persons running for office. I only count 4 persons: Honorable Gonglo, Honorable Joseph Yuma Burger, Honorable George Weah, and Honorable Cummings. Out of those 4 guys, 1 person is going to become president October 10th. And Yan and I will fly to Liberia in January for the inauguration of Honorable Joseph Parker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chairman, I hope you are keeping the time very well.
I want you to know after I saw your alarm going off, so I was right here just watching you, thinking that you are keeping the time, but if you want me to do
We are
that,
only 2, so if the man in flight, let the man land.
it's okay.
We are only 2.
It's okay sometimes when the president is propounding, you give them some little breathing space. You give him at least 30 seconds over there. He went above his time, like at least 35 seconds, but I mean that's okay because he was in flight. I don't want to interrupt the message, and then the man will be thinking I'm a CPP man or whatsoever, or I'm a CDC man or whatsoever. But it's okay. But go ahead.
Thank you very much, Yan Volula. It's not going to be the same question. We're going to start changing the question around. It's not like true or false question. While giving the same question I gave you the same question. No, I'm going to change it. It's going to be a little bit spicy. Volula. Yan Volula, you did your candidate managed 1.9 billion, 197 billion. He had been in the private sector for a very long time, and he was once a president for the Coca-Cola factories company in Africa as a president, and he managed a lot of stuff, and he got money. He did mention that he been in Liberia, engaging in the private sector, wherein we talk about schools, or various universities, that of Prince Johnson University in Niba County.
Hospitals, not just Prince Johnson.
And other stuff. You did mention about that. But your candidate, Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings have been in the private sector, according to you. He has been doing a lot of good things in the private sector. What make you think that this man, when he leaves the private sector, coming to the government to become a president of the country, what make you think he's going to be better off in the governmental aspect of Liberia?
Well, good question. Good question. Because I feel that Liberia problem is the government problem. You know, government have taken everything on her shoulder. That's what got us to be where we are today. We need a diverse minds, a diverse skills who will come in to be able to revamp and our economics so that our people will be having different options of getting job and putting food on their tables and what have you. So Cummings being in the private sector, Cummings did not just work as a private sector person. He, like I said, when he was at Coca-Cola, he have oversight over almost everything. Almost everything. So that means he was talking with world leader. He cannot leave from here and say you're going to create carry an investment in Liberia without interacting with leaders, political leaders in that country. That's who Cummings was. Cummings worked in South Africa, and he was in close connection with the South African president, interacting with the South African president, giving the South African president ways that his company the company that he was overseeing will be able to create jobs and improve the economies of South Africa. He worked in Kenya. He was in connection with the Kenya's government, giving them ways that what this company is going to do to create jobs for the Kenyans, what the Kenyans, how the Kenyans going to benefit from this particular investment that he carrying to that country. He worked in Europe. He worked in London. I will tell you, everywhere he worked, he interacted with government officials. He working, how you call it, Rwanda. Everywhere this man worked, he interacted with government officials. So coming up with, the men don't have governmental experience, I will tell you that we should take that out of our minds, because they men coming with lot of skill set that will revamp our economies so that our people will be able to. The man is talking about agriculture.
Time
The man is
elapsed.
talking about tourist system. He's talking about agriculture. He's talking about education. He's talking about infrastructure, which consists of how you call it, electricity, or roads, and the agriculture system, all those things. He's talking about it. So he coming in to do what the Liberian people actually want for themselves.
Yeah, thank you very much. Time elapsed. Chairman, do you have additional question?
Thank you very much, Mr. Yan.
I think I want to provide a rebuttal to what Honorable Vulule said.
You go ahead. You have 30 seconds.
Okay, Honorable Vulule needs to understand that.
Sorry, before you propound, you can do the same whenever.
Yeah.
Question, just
I will also get a rebuttal from his previous.
No, you can continue with whatever you want to do.
You had that opportunity when he spoke, so we're trying to be fair here.
We're not going back. We're going in front.
All right, I didn't know that.
Okay.
So when we ask him the next question, he answer. You can always ask for a rebuttal. So we can go all the way back now. So he can go ahead.
Okay. So Honorable Vulule needs to understand in corporate America, there's something called corporate governance. And in diplomacy, once this man has been vice president of a corporate company or corporation in the US or any part of the world, if he needs to go to another country, I mean, that's the corporation talking through that person to the government. And that's an agreement. So that's something that is done holistically. That doesn't sway away the fact.
Mr. John Z. Akwe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just watch the time without letting the alarm to go off.
Oh, okay, no problem.
You can just put a stopwatch on and just look at the 30 seconds and then.
Why cheer you will fly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so no, let us not be too technical with the time, because we want to elucidate quietly.
Yeah, the time issue. I think you're driving with the time.
No, we get to away, because you
that's why
we'll start fighting in the studio.
Wait, I want the man to do away with the alarm.
Okay.
You can always signal y'all when the time is running up. I mean, we don't want running out. We don't want you guys to keep just one person talking over and over. But you guys, please be careful of the time. Go ahead again.
So Mr. Cummings' privilege to be in those rooms was only because at the level he occupied, he was in corporate America. He has connections, no doubt. Likewise, a former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, you should understand the connections. He's been in several rooms around the world, top rooms that you and I know. Once you get there at that level, you know who you're talking to. You know who you're going to be talking to. So, I mean, diplomacy works in many ways. If you're in corporate America, and you and I know, and he was there, and all his connections going to South Africa, because of Cummings going to South Africa cannot change the living standards of the South Africans or the Kenyans or all the blacks in East Africa. So you have to understand that just diplomacy. These things come to work when two companies or corporation and government agrees. Thank you.
Yeah, I would take a change. Can I say something?
You gotta wait for question.
No, Mr. Yan Vulule, you cannot do rebuttal. You just be doing like that or whatsoever. So, like I said, and I will reiterate, when we ask the person the question and the person answer, then you can ask for a rebuttal. But he was doing that because of the question you answer.
Okay.
XYZ. So,
understandable.
So we'll go ahead and I will ask Mr. Yan Vulule a question.
Yeah.
and then I'll ask my next question to Mr. Jeremiah Chit. Mr. Yana Devola, people are speaking about your candidate, Mr. Alexander B. Kuhlman. It's true that when you perform well, in the private sector or like in any form of job or whatsoever, we should celebrate you. Usually people celebrate those kind of people because, quite frankly, you have achieved a milestone that many people will actually dream about, and they probably would never achieve in their lifetime. However, there is a common saying that people who tend to perform well in the private sector or in business, they perform poorly in government. How can you tell us that Mr. Alexander B. Kuhlman is able to take his performance from the private sector to politics or in government, and to keep ascending in that regard?
Alexander B. Kuhlman has proven it. When the CPP, when the four political parties came together after the 2017 election, Alexander B. Kuhlman was chairman of that political party, and Alexander B. Kuhlman took that particular collaboration to election in 2020. Yes, we all are on this platform, and majority of all are listening here today saw the performance of Alexander B. Kuhlman in that political space. Likewise, other people came after him and tried to dismantle the whole collaboration at that time. So that alone will show you that this man, he's a principle-minded person who, when he's going to do this, he will follow it to the teeth and the dot to be able to complete it for the benefit of the people. The man promise, the promise of the Liberian people, the quest of the Liberian people for the four political parties to come together was for a new Liberia, a new government system. But because of greed, because of some political establishment, those people that feel so entitled that without them, Liberia cannot move forward, they break away. And he stood by his word. He said, the Liberian people said this is what they wanted. And today you see CPP on the ballot box moving towards October 10. So principle-minded. And he are proving beyond that he able the political system of Liberia by proving it through the collaborating political party in 2020 when the May 10 election went on. And you saw the result from that May 10 election. But I want to come on today. My brother Chia said Mr. Boakai was like, he's like Alexander B. Kuhlman, who will sit in the room, who have been all in the room, all over around the world, in the room with business people, CEOs, and what have you, striking businesses or deal for Liberia. But yet, from Mr. Boakai himself, he told us that Ellen did not allow him to do anything for the 12 years he was in the country. Ellen didn't allow him to do anything. How can Mr. Chia come up here and tell us that Mr. Boakai had been in Rome when Mr. Boakai himself had told us that he did nothing? That means Mr. Boakai don't even have no skills, because you that just went and sat somewhere and parked you somewhere and didn't allow you to perform. That means there is no skills for us to prove that you able to run this the broken system that we have today called Liberia. And he are proving to us the collaborating political parties. When he became chairman of that collaborating political party, he proved to us that he don't have that skills. From what he told us, he was just a packer. He proved to us that he was just a packer. So that means, there was no skill to prove that, yes, they met over the broken system.
30
So
seconds.
that's why the CPP is in the race to fix that broken system that was created by Joseph Boakai and others in the country.
Thank you, Mr. Yana Devola. Thank you, Mr. Yana Devola. And you spoke well. Moving on to Mr. Jeremiah Chick. Mr. Jeremiah Chick, quite often in politics, Mr. Chia, are you getting me?
Right.
Okay. All right. So quite often in politics, people speak about.
When you guys' device is on, excuse me.
Let me see. Quite often in politics, people speak about. I think the feedback is coming from somewhere. Let me see.
Somebody either listening to the show.
Okay. All right. Let me see this. I will mute the two people right now, and then I can go ahead. And I will mute them when it's time to answer. Okay, quite often in politics, people will tell you about political fatigue. And they will tell you about if you really understand politics, especially that in these United States, that usually when Democrats, when they are in power, when they win first term and second term, which of course is ADS, after that, the Republican candidate is almost always victorious because the country is already like they are overwhelmed. They are experiencing political fatigue. 8 years is a long time of looking at one party over and over. And so we try to talk about Liberia, or people we try to understand the reason why UP for 12 years, I think the country is experiencing a little bit of a political fatigue from what UP did for 12 years. I mean, I think somebody will argue that we don't want UP no more. We are tired of UP because they had a chance. For 12 years, they had a chance because 12 years is a very long time. So why would you say to those out there who are experiencing such political fatigue that, oh, look, we cannot do this UP anymore. They had a time. It's about time that we look at something different. What would you say to those out there?
Well, well, quite frankly, it's an easy thought on that because in politics, we have alignment and realignment. So amalgamating your forces to join the CPP and become one was for a sole purpose, was for the opposition to take over the governance of Liberia. But when things didn't work out, we have people going their separate ways. And so is marriage. That was a political marriage that didn't go well. And there's always a divorce court ready to handle these matters. And all our people who have said that these people have been our people and we are leaving, they've now come back. They are gradually coming back. They are coming back in the droves because the thing is, rescuing Liberia is the utmost priority right now for our country. We're not saying that for me, I don't do politics in a way that we are all in opposition there and throw stones at you. That's not how I do my politics. I do it in a way that resonates with the Liberian people. The Liberian people currently knows what they want, what they need at this current point in history. So that's where they are headed. I would like to speak to a few issues my brother spoke about during his time. He said, Mr. Barker, Ambassador Barker did nothing. But you need to understand the tendencies of governance, Mr. Vulule. You cannot be the vice president of a country and you supersede the president. That's undermining tendencies. That's a tactic that could issue your removal. We saw that with the guy in Sierra Leone. It happened. On Ernest Bai Koroma, he did that and he was removed from office. You don't have the privilege, that executive privilege. The president doesn't give you that privilege to go say go this place, go that place. That's how it works. When Biden cannot be in Africa or Europe, he sends his vice president. That's how it works. That's the structure of governance. You don't go to undermine your bosses simply because you want a spotlight. The spotlight is given at a point in history when the time arrives. No, let me make you understand this. Those rooms, including the White House that Ambassador Barker visited, was state functions of government to government functions. He didn't just jump up with a visa and come to America to go to one CEO and meet him. No, that's not the purpose of the top executive of government. He's in the top echelons of power and he knows what he's doing. He's being humble. Being a humble person in Liberia is now cast as being someone who is a did nothing person. He doesn't do anything. No, that's his humility, his trustworthiness, and his courage to persevere. That's why the Liberian people are routing for him right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jeremiah.
Can I get a rebuttal to that?
You get a rebuttal. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
All right. Mr. Chair is saying, I say he didn't do nothing, but I want you to be fair on this show and tell us that Joe Barker himself told us that he did not do anything at all, even though he was given responsibility by the president he had an oversight responsibility of the youth and sport. He have an oversight responsibility of the agriculture ministry that he passing around today, boasting of that's his own area. Today, the agriculture ministry, there was a $30 million or worth of investment came from Libya. Today, along with equipment, came to Liberia under his watchful eye as oversight. He will have oversight over that ministry. They were reporting to him, to his office. Today, we don't have no idea what the equipment are today. The equipment are today in our country. The 30 million, we don't know what happened to that 30 million investment today. We don't know today. Our youth are in coach. They are all on drugs today. It was started from under him as vice president when he had oversight responsibility.
You have.
I'm not the one that say it. Joe Baca himself said it.
Okay, you spoke well. You spoke long. You spoke well. You spoke long. Beyond 30 seconds. We'll move along. We'll move along. Mr. Jonesy XYZ, you got a question for the people?
Thank you. Let me ask my last question, and I'll have to go get my wife from work. Anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, this question go to Jan Briller first, then we can follow up with Honorable Jeremiah Chie. Mr. Fulole, your political party, ANC, and at the time ANC 2017. I think during the election, Alexander Cummings, after the election, he took 5th place. If I'm getting it right, 5th place. Alexander Cummings took 5th place in the election 2017. What makes you think today he's going to win the election when he took 5th place? Let's say 2017. What is the difference now? When the Liberian people doesn't like you, I don't think they do, but if they do, what is it? What is the difference now, 2023?
Well, the difference is very simple. Liberians are tired with those recycled politicians in the country. The young people that were born 2005 under Joseph Boakai and Ellen time, they are 18 years old today. Where is their status in the Liberian society today? Today, they are nowhere. Some of them graduated from high school. Some of them still in high school. They still live in their parents' house. No bank account on their own because Joe Boakai and Ellen did not create an avenue for them. So George Weah that we thought he could come to change things around. He just maintained the same thing that was turned over to him by George Weah, by Joe Boakai and Eddie. So today, those people are very disenchanted. Their life is just static. They're not moving forward. So instead of going back to those same people that created the foundation that they are on today, instead of going back, they're looking at the future. That's what makes the election very crucial to the young people and our women in our country today. When you see the CPP today, majority of the young are supporting the CPP and the women are supporting the CPP. So you will see that the young people, they are longing, they are moving forward. The forward in this election is CPP and Alexander B. Cummings.
Thank you very much. To you, Mr. Chie. Mr. Chie, September 17, 2023, the United Party launched in Monrovia at ATS. The crowd were all over the place. And the Liberian people were chanting. They were all over the street saying, Pape, we love you, we made mistake. So, to you, Mr. Chie, what do you make up of those statements from the people of Liberia?
You see, people are gravitating towards you. You don't need to tell them what to say. The slogans they chanted on September 17 resonates around the world and with every Liberian. They said, our power with sorrow made mistake. Why did you think they say that? They said that because they actually did when they voted in the CDC government. Now they've realized that that was a mistake and they are going to right the wrongs. Simple, plain and simple. These people don't need to say or need to do anything extra to the Liberian people. or for the Liberian people. They just need to be fair and factual with you and tell you that what happened the first time is not going to happen again. That's why when we're discussing, I said I feel bad that no member of the CDC is on this panel so that we can discuss, because I'm not in the business of throwing jibes at the CPP or ANC folks, because I believe in the continuity in governance. There will be a time in history that these people might ascend to power if they do their homework right, if they don't sit back and lie to this Honorable Cummings man and be. You see, when you project a person in front of Liberian people as being this millionaire, he has a lot of money. The people go for the money instead of the talent in the man. So those that are selling Mr. Cummings aren't selling him in the right way. They started with all this money or Coca-Cola, all the kind of thing. That wasn't the picture of the Liberian people. The people who want to do the actual voting, they don't care about all those things. What they care about is this man is going to transform their life. This man is going to do this. They don't want to know what he did in South Africa or Kenya or what he did at USDC or they don't care. Or how many duplexes he owns. They don't care. That's not how people vote. Mamere Tan Nikutan is concerned about how she gets her next meal. That's her concern. Who have been there with her. And during the so and so time, we were not like this. Those are her memories. And because they want to be like that and they know they're on the way out, they want to make the right decision for the kids or the grandchildren that are around them. They don't want all of them clustered in the same room, bedroom of 5 persons. You understand me? So that's the reason why when we say give it to the rescue this time around, is because of that. The rescue is going to set that standard, that pace. And maybe if the change comes one day, or the I don't know the party or stuff, but if they ascend to power or Congo ascends to power, it's going to be the whole 9 yards of everything in continuity, with the exception of the CDC, because the CDC has been the pariah, that one person in the room that feels as if it ain't happening for me, will instill fear in the people, doing all those things to the Liberian people. So it's not the CPP that is doing it. It's not the Unity Party that is doing it. It's not Honorable Congo that is doing it, or the rest of the guys. It's because the people in power now decides that we will stay fear in our people and we'll strangulate them. We will make them, they can't afford in their own country, to the extent that they will be beggars in their own economy. That's what's happening now. That's why you see those who have the light will throw the light. And when we throw the light on these issues, our people will hear them and will resonate with them. At the end of the day, so help me God, January, Yan and I will be in Liberia, like I said, and we are going there for a sole purpose. We are going there because Honorable Joseph Human Boyka is going to be inaugurated, and we got to attend that program. And we are not, for now, I understand that my brother Yan, one second, my brother Yan is agitating this CPP thing, because I know he's opting to head our prison sector. Yan is a fine gentleman. He could also work with Ambassador Boyka when he becomes president. I know you're going to be the head of the prison because your track record is clear. We know that. You serve in the United States and we understand all these things. So we need qualified people like you too. So getting on board is not a bad thing. It's never too late to join the rescue train. Thank you.
You muted. You muted.
Okay, so SYZ is running to take care of business. Will be over here and we'll be here for the next maybe an hour, and then we'll call this thing a day. So you guys have the awesome pleasure to be taking questions from me. I will try to be fair. I will try to be fair to you guys. Quite frankly, politics is very interesting. I mean, we all have our side that we are leaning, but that's okay. We try to enjoy the discussion. I will ask you for a rebuttal if you don't want to. If you want to pass on the chance, I will give everyone the opportunity. Once the next person answer, I will ask you if you want to do a 30-second rebuttal. If you, feel free to say no, and then you can pass it on and move.
I want to do a rebuttal.
So I will ask you: do you want to go ahead and say something?
Yes. Joseph Boyka have clearly indicated to us that he's not even the problem of the country. He's not. Joseph Boyka yesterday, he was just on the podium. He was just on the podium in Grand Bassa yesterday and told us that If this election don't go his way, Liberia will not exist. Just a man that came up and told us that he loved Liberia so dearly. But yesterday he came up, he stood on the podium in front of the crowd. If this not go my way, Liberia will not exist. A political leader who more people believe in saying stuff like that, that means he's setting the stage for chaos in our country. He cannot love something, then you try to hurt it. Joseph Boakai hurt the country for so long. He came up, he tell us that he loved the country, but he see things that will hurt the country when he coming towards us, things that will cripple us. Joe Boakai will sit there and let it happen. Then afterward, he will come out and tell us that he loved the country. He's setting the stage for chaos.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's still on that topic. The fact of the matter that Mr. Yan the Devoluga mentioned it, and the fact of the matter that Mr. Chie, when he was speaking, he spoke on CDC, instilling fear into the people. So let's stay on that topic a little bit. Yesterday, like Yan said, Joseph Boakai, the old man, who we all know to be a very peaceful old man, or somebody, I mean, at least he projects himself to be like that. Or some people will say he's peaceful. I mean, other people will say no, or because this is political season, and everyone, I mean, you are entitled to your opinions, entitled to opinion. But however, yesterday, Joseph Boakai had an awesome opportunity. He had an awesome opportunity in Grand Bassa, speaking to the people. And he did mention that if, like Yan said, if they think they're going to win the election or whatsoever, that will be the end of Liberia. Now, you can speak on CDC and how they are doing things. But there's one thing that CDC did for 6 years. They maintained their peace. They maintained the peace. I know one would say, oh, with all the killing and the auditor or whatsoever, when we're talking about peace in this context, we are talking about there's no war, no rebels out there in the bush, but they maintain the peace to a certain extent. So, as a UP supporter, Mr. Jeremiah Chie, do you think yesterday what Boakai said was a political mistake, a slip of tongue? Because as a Kennedy who is preaching build Liberia, love Liberia, and think Liberia, do you think he was really thinking Liberia when he said that will be the end of Liberia? That's for you, Jeremiah Chie.
You muted, brother.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I cannot validate the comments coming from you guys on the show. I cannot authenticate them. I can
say in the video you played, Mr. Chairman.
I cannot authenticate them.
No, go ahead.
I'm looking at issues from the broad spectrum. If at all, Ambassador Boakai made such statement, of which I cannot prove, of people, they might be taken into different contexts. And this context is based solely on the United States Embassy near Monrovia issue a travel advisory, and through the office of the RSO, issue a press statement cautioning all staffs of the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia what the do's and don'ts, how to get prepared for October 10th, what to carry along. You need to carry along money. You need to carry along water, at least a gallon of water to drink. You need to carry along non-perishable items in your bags to eat, like snacks. These are all things that are holding all things constant, looking at how crucial these elections will be. People are taking precautionary measures. If you hear that coming from one of our top donors, from their offices, and it's being issued to their staff, people within the facility, travel with your passport, insurance, or travel just quote unquote verbally saying things that I thought I read. Those things that you think that are essential to you on October 10th, because you might be caught up somewhere that you cannot get to the place. So maybe a little money in your pocket can facilitate that through a motorbike or something like that. Or if you need to get out of the country, you need to have your passport with you. So if these people are saying that, then you think the main opposition in the country is telling people, because we see chaos on the horizons. Since we came out on September 17th, All the leaks from the chat room of the CDC, we've seen all. We got people there. We know the discussions. We know how they plan to carry all this process. So we are not going to fold our hands any longer and say, oh, we'll wait for you to come and beat us. Our people, our supporters, the Liberian people who want the rescue mission to continue are the ones that are going to go and make their voices heard through the ballot box. And it will be so overwhelming that people wouldn't have the chance to say, oh, we're going to change this. We're going to change this through hope or growth. It's not going to happen. So the context you might be looking at it as an opposition is different from how I see it, how the vice president put it, because he knows this is his time in history. The Liberian people know. Even people in the opposition knows that. And we appreciate them for knowing that. Like, yeah, he knows that also, but he's on his own aggrandizement. We understand that's politics. But at the end of the day, it's Liberia first. We love Liberia. We think Liberia, and that's how we will build Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yanni Devola. You want a 30-second rebuttal before I ask you your question?
Yes. You cannot think Liberia and love Liberia and build Liberia and make such a statement with thousands of people following you. You're setting the stage for chaos, because Liberia is like a trauma. We are all Liberian, whether you are in the diaspora, you are in Liberia, we are all traumatized by those kind of saying. So when you say stuff like that, you're putting people into fear, some people into fear, and you activating some people to get ready for action, to get in the street tomorrow. If UP don't win the election, definitely some people will be activated and they will get in the street. At the end of the day, there will be chaos everywhere in the country. You cannot have thousands of followers, then you make such a statement. You cannot, that means you don't love Liberia. It's a same love that you're talking about. When 66 Booger concession was coming to hurt our people, you sat right there. Jeremiah, my brother. I will not love my wife. Something are coming to cripple my wife. I see it coming towards my wife. Then I say right there, I let that thing to go and hurt my wife. Then I turn around and say, I love my wife. That's not love. That's not love. In this case, the how you call it, Joe Biden is married to Liberia. In the same scenario, Joe Biden's wife is Liberia, and he's seeing things that will cripple Liberia, and he is activating it. Then you want to sit here and massage it, brother. We all should be straight on some things now. When Edes Kumi makes such a statement, I will come up. I will tell Edes Kumi point blank that Edes Kumi withdraw that statement and apologize to the Liberian people.
Okay.
I will do that.
All right, yeah, you have time or your time. I mean, for the sake of the audience, he said that. But our skillful politician from the UP, I mean, maybe.
No, I can play it though.
No, we can't play this in the middle of
No, you cannot play audio in the middle of the show. Yeah. It might be doctor. So I wouldn't accept.
No, we are not. Yeah,
we're not releasing audios now. We are discussing.
Yeah, we can. Okay. No, we are not. I'm not going to allow that because we're having a discussion. I mean, we cannot be authenticating these things. Then everybody will be trying to put our evidence out here, and there will be we will forget about the discussion. So I mean, we'll leave it at that. So to you, Mr. Yan Avodola, this question is going out to you. Let's speak about our women, our sisters, our mothers, our daughters. Quite frankly, you're killing it.
Yeah, my DSP.
Your candidate decided to run with a female VSB. What is the impact of Charlene Bronsky on your ticket so far? Do you guys think up to now that was the right choice for CPP going forward?
Yes, that was a right choice, and it even shook our opponents like CDCs, UPs, and other people. It shook them because they were not expecting that. The selection of Charlene Bronsky, it brought some light to the CPP. What am I saying that? Like, a young woman that was born 2005. It gave hope to that woman that myself, I can rise to that level tomorrow. You know, a young woman who graduated from college, but yet don't have a job because of the same politics that UP is preaching that, you know, if you're not from this tribe, or if you're not from, if your parents don't speak this tribe, you cannot become somebody. It gave hope to that person. It gave hope to that person. It gave hope to my 3 little daughters who are with me in this home that I'm raising. It gave hope to them that yes, I myself, I can become somebody that Charlene Bronskin tomorrow, who have achieved in life. Today, you can see majority of CPP supporters, they are women. Majority, I would say 75% of CPP supporters, they are women. That's what makes CPP standing on solid ground in Liberia today of winning this election.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Yana Dapola.
Well, I mean,
Mr.
I'd like to speak to that same question.
Mr. Jeremiah,
but I don't need 30
Mr. Jeremiah Chia, okay, I'll give you 30 seconds to speak to that.
No, it's going to be too short. Okay, probably because Yan, quote unquote, joined ANC maybe this morning or yesterday, so he doesn't understand the track record of ANC. ANC is an auxiliary of the CDC. When Chairman Orishogu headed that chapter back then. But what you don't understand is 2017, when we went to the elections, we were in Liberia. From 2016 to 2017, ANC has always been a women's movement. We have friends, we have many people that when you ask them, oh, ANC, you know what's that? Because the way they were selling the candidate at the time. And when Mr. Cummings went to his first election, he had a vice running mate, Jeremiah Salontet, who was then the former U.S. Liberian ambassador to the U.S. And you understand me? It didn't go well, but they had a lot of female supporters. It has always been there. The female people you see behind Honorable Cummings is not because of Charlene. Charlene is an astute lawyer. We admonish her for that. We respect her. She's a female. She's a talented Liberian. We appreciate that. But when you're selecting a vice presidential running mate, you have to be very meticulous. You have to be cautious of the region. So when we select people, we select character, we select region, we select what you bring to that table politically. So you don't just select people based on beauty, based on something. She is highly intelligent. Her face on a poster can make people go to vote. Yes, you can't doubt that. But at the same time, we need people who would garner that result, those numbers. You remember 2017, after ANC didn't win the election, they said everybody go their own way. They told their supporters that. That's not how politicians behave. Throw your support. Show that hand, because that hand is going to be the same hand that the people will lift up tomorrow. So you give your people directions. That's how leaders operate. When Charlene, peace be to his ashes, when her father was alive, Bronskin had that political posture, that figure. Every time you see Bronskin on a poster, he's in a white shirt, blue coat, with that red tie on his neck. That was a photo that went all around Liberia, and his color. So everything when you see it, that I found me, I'm voting for. But people will not get the message if you only go for the Photoshop. Thank you.
Let's stay on this. Can I get 30 seconds on this, please? Let's stay on this little bit, please. Please, 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Then I got to ask Kenneth. I got to ask.
Please.
Stuff. Go ahead.
Please. You're talking about when you're selecting. You should look at region and what the person. Look, do you know the name Bronskin still surfacing on the body? When Charles Bronskin left us, people thought the name Bronskin would not appear on the ballot box again. Do you know Charles Bronskin supporters are still out there? Do you know the diehard Bronskins are still out there? Do you know that? Do you know because of Charlene Bronskin, the entire Basel land, or how you call it, moving towards Kumis right now? Do you know that because of Charlene Bronskin? Do you know that because of Charlene Bronskin, even the Nima Kante that UP is depending on today? Do you know that UP just get a narrow role in Nima Kante? Do you know that? But anyway, with different right there, Charlie Bronsky brought some relevance to the CPP. I will tell you that she's a witch.
Yeah. She did
She's
so.
a
She
witch.
did so after requesting. She did so after requesting $1.5 million in order to become vice standard bearer. Who understand that?
Okay,
How can you request money in order to become vice standard
Oh
bearer
my
to
okay.
bring
So,
something to
goodness.
the table?
so,
Hold
so,
on, hold on, hold
She's a
on. We
rich.
are going to tell you that those people that are in the business of listen, Mr. Cummings, yeah, you'll be surprised. After the presidency of Joseph Boyka, after some 6 to 12 years, after we won the election, we've been there, done that again, October 10. You will understand that the next person, the next in line, it is not Gonglo, it's going to be Cummings, or they're going to pay at the end of the day. That's how politics work. And if they don't do that, if Mr. Cummings becomes president, one of these days, after President Boyka, you are going to see that all those agitating around, the Liberian people will gather around this man to make it work, to make it happen again, because that's how we are. But I don't discuss Honorable Cummings from an angle point of view. I discuss tangibles. I discuss relevance, because I know at the end of the day, Liberian people, when they are fixed towards this candidate, is that candidate. I'm not saying your candidate is a bad candidate. I'm saying let's go get the CDC out of the mansion. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm here
But we
for.
cannot get a CDC out of the mansion with somebody who have taken the country back
so
war.
let's
No, he
move.
has not. He has not. He did not
No,
take
He
the country
is.
backward.
He is.
no. We are going to continue here. We are going to continue here. We can't go back and forth like that. I mean, I'm moving on to Chair. But before I move on to Chair, I want to ask you a quick yes or no question, because Chair made an allegation that Charlie asked or requested 1 million. Is that true?
That's a
$1.5
false.
million. $1.5 million.
From the mouth of a lying politician.
Okay, we move on. Okay. We move on. So, Mr. Chair, we're going to stay on the VP topic. We are speaking about the VSB topic. We are speaking about Charlene Bronsky from CPP, the swag, the swag she brought to the party. I mean, people coming to the party. She's a young, energetic person. I mean, UP had a chance to have a woman on that ticket, second to Joseph Boyka. We all understand how Yombi Kanga Lawrence worked for Joseph Boyka. Matter of fact, she worked immensely. She was part of the team that went against Alexander Kuhlman to kicking out of the CPP, but to break the CPP, and she stood by Joseph Boyka. However, when it comes time for Joseph Boyka to pick a VP or a VSB, he decided to go with someone who I would like to prefer as a political stranger to the UP party, someone who has been down there with CDC for so long, Jeremiah Kuhn, for me, according to political Jacob. So how do you think, or do you think right now that Jeremiah Kuhn is bringing the same amount of energy or even more than what Charlene is bringing the CPP ticket? And do you think that was the right choice by the old man Joseph Boyka to have on his ticket?
Well, thank you very much. First and foremost, the selection of our vice standard bearer, Honorable Jeremiah Kuhn, was prudent enough. You see, Honorable Yombi Kanga Lawrence, if you understand time in history, she's one of the wisest politicians alive in Liberia right now. It's simply because the way she plays her cards. There's nothing wrong with waiting for time. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that. It's not a do-si-do scenario where because you put up we need this female candidate right now to resonate. You have to understand timing. You don't. Both of our candidates that we have shortlisted, both of the people, they are both senators. They've been senators. They have worked in the legislative branch of government. They've been tried and tested. They know what they are doing exactly. So the preference of Honorable Kuhn and the Nima County belt and the Bassa belt, Honorable Yombi Kanga Lawrence, brings a lot of tangibles to our table. That's why the opposition and even the ruling position are panicking, because they know at the end of the day, There's one politician in Liberia who was raising the hands of several politicians and he became president. Now they see him, he play his cards and he switch. All of a sudden, people panic. Listen, I can come on Open Table Studio today to discuss issue. At the end of the day, it's not how well or how long I've been on the studio, but it's the issues of the tangibles. So Honorable Kanga Lawrence not being selected was based on the fact that the thing that were currently ongoing with the Liberty Party issue, that people are here in the ability factor and other factors, and you need to select a person who has a base or a base that is not troubled. So based upon those matriculations, our people decided that we will go with the political Jacob, Honorable Jeremiah Kun, my namesake. And that's how he was selected. And there was a consolation. And Honorable Lawrence understood the dynamics of politics. So she didn't get away with anger. She decided that the father figure I've selected who has this place, I'm going to work along with this team to ensure that we rescue Liberia. The mission here is to rescue Liberia first, before Liberia above all interests. So whether I wanted to be superintendent or Sando or wherever, Liberia supersedes my intent. So first of all, get the power. There's the playbook. Get the power at the end of the day before you say, oh, because you have almost 700,000 Liberians from around that will come together. There's no way this CDC is going to take anything, all of those places that our people have been mounted. They will just go there and get 1 or 2 hands and stuff like that. When Ambassador Boyka even came in these elections, he went, and when George Weah went 2017, he got 30% of the vote. He had to amalgamate forces. People had to join in. So 38% is not sufficient to become president anymore in Liberian history. So at the end of the day, what we are saying is our selection has brought panic to the basis of all the politicians and all the political parties. That's why they will come up with stories about these people. But Honorable Kanga Lawrence is a decent politician. She's the wisest female politician now in Liberia. She's the best. And Honorable Jeremiah Kun, with the camaraderie, with the respect that we carry our party through, we are going to be victorious come October 10th. Simple, plain and simple.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Jeremiah Chie. Mr. Yan Ndevola, you want to rebuttal before you get your question?
Yes. First of all, the selection of Jeremiah Kun over Nyomdi Kanga, it brought it's a complete disrespect to the people of Basso. Per Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson said there was a chance of Omer Boaka picking Nyomdi Kanga Lawrence as a VP, but he came in and worked hard. Prince Johnson, I'm quoting Prince Johnson. He said, "I work hard to make sure that Jeremiah Kun is elected." So if we're talking about somebody paying money here to become vice president, I think it was Jeremiah Kun who paid money to become vice president. It was Jeremiah Kun who gave money to Omer Boakai, who showed money to become vice president. And it's a disrespect to the Basso people, per Prince Johnson. And when Liberian people made mistake to elect Joe Boakai, the whole country will be divided. The Omer is very divisive.
Now, so, this is a threat.
Prince Johnson now is coming out to tell us that it's Nima Kante time. It's not Basso people time. You think that war alone, you think how it resonated in the minds of the Basso people? You think the Basso people are crazy? The Basso people are one of the smartest people ever known in Liberia. And they will make the right decision this time around. You will see it will show to Prince Johnson and Joe Boakai that we're not crazy. It's Liberia time. It's not one country time. And the picking of Jeremiah Kun only have one side of Nima Kante. You don't have the entire Nima Kante. Only one side of Nima Kante. And it will be proven on October 10th. It will be proven. The division of Prince Johnson in the country, it will show at the ballot box against UP. Y'all will see it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Yan Ndevola. Mr. Yan Ndevola, thank you very much. Mr. Jeremiah Chie, I saw you were a little bit.
Yes, I wanted to say I wasn't going to say a word until he got through, but when he said things, we're not preaching tribal or divisive politics anymore in
But
Liberia.
that's why it
because
is.
because if the CPP folks will understand and allow you in the chat room, and they see photos emanating from Indianapolis with you and Honorable Gonglo moving around, your kinsman, assuring him your support, they wouldn't keep you there. But we're looking for qualified people. You were all here parading the streets with Honorable Gonglo. Everywhere he went in Indianapolis, you were all around with him. But you get the leverage to be in a CPP chat room, leaking all the informations all the way there to the Gonglo camp because you're a Nima County boy. You're from Nima. And nothing that will always be nothing. You will throw jabs at Honorable Jeremiah Kun now. At the end of the day, when the dust settles, everybody will go in Sunny Kule and drink from the pound 1 gallon. We understand that those politics already. So let me say something to you. We picked one of the best sons of Nima County, and we are proud of that. One of the best daughters of Grand Bassa is with the team. She's the rescue mother. You know who we refer to as mother in the world. When they say this person is a mother caters to the home, the family. That's an organic member of the family. So yeah, you need to understand that. So Honorable Lawrence is not threatened. She's not intimidated. She's a senator. 9 years job as a senator is a big job. And she's going to go all the way to the top with time. Thank you.
Well, first of all, so you are saying that Yan is a political chameleon. He's wearing.
No, I want to say something to that.
The man is a politician who got.
No, I want to say something to that.
Based upon who, once you enter the city, right now, if they tell Yan I'm coming, Canby, he's going to come outside with my flyer. He's going to be doing like this because Yan needs to understand that Liberian people no longer believe in those things. Go ahead, Yan.
Yan want to speak on the fact that
want to speak to that.
Yan want to speak on the fact that you refer to him as a political chameleon. So go ahead.
Yeah, he jumps around.
Being part of a particular political party or supporting a particular political leader, or supporting a particular political leader doesn't make you enemy to other people. We are all Liberians. Like you said, when you come to Canby here, I will welcome you overwhelmingly. Look, I introduced a presidential candidate from Indiana here to one of their church. They were about how you introduce the man like this. They invited me to introduce this man when the man went to the church. I introduced the man, or Joseph Barney. When I introduced the man about you for this man, I said no. Look, the man came to us, so I'm in a position right now to perform the particular task. So I got to perform it, and I perform the task. So it doesn't mean that because I'm for Cummins, so when Gonglo come here, I should hate Gonglo or I should not go around Gonglo. I want to hear Gonglo platform. I'm a Liberian too. I want to hear Gonglo platform. I want to hear what he got to improve the life of ordinary Liberian. Joe Barker failed to improve the life of ordinary Liberian. George Weah have failed to improve the life of ordinary Liberian. And Cummings is in his position to improve, to change, and transform the life of ordinary Liberian. The better boss said yesterday on Joe Barker, life will be transformed to a mini-map on Cummings administration. I can rest assure you that.
Okay, so let's moving on. Yan, politics. Sometimes when you start this thing, you got to start to work towards your base. If Jeremiah Che start running for anything, maybe in Canby or Avon, anywhere else, maybe back home in Liberia, like if he intend to run for something, the first thing you got to gather your base. People will say most likely sometimes it's the country you are from. People will say sometimes your household got to vote for you. So the last election, 2017, Alexander B. Cummins, he said he's the son of Maryland, or the son from Maryland. Matter of fact, he always speak about his father being from Maryland. 2017, he failed miserably in Maryland. He didn't win his county. Are you going to tell us today, looking at the politics and how things are going, that Mr. Alexander B. Cummins will win on Maryland and perform well than last time?
Not just in Maryland County alone, but Marylander everywhere across Liberia with overwhelming support at the Zanabi Cummings. You saw that in Maserado when the Marylander in Maserado endorsed at the Zanabi Cummings about a couple of months ago in Maryland. You saw that when he hit the ground in the Southeast and when he went to Maryland, you saw the overwhelming welcoming and the people were behind him. This is our own. This is our own. You know, the people are willing and they are gearing up and they are resolved. They will go a la bas with just one intent to vote Alexander B. Cummings to become the next president of Liberia. And one thing we have to know, the Grebo people are the third largest tribe in the country. The third largest. And those people, I'll tell you, they are resolved. They will vote one of their own. So if we can come and say, oh, Nima Kante will vote for Jeremiah Kun, Graham Bassor will vote for, let me say, Lofa will vote for, how you call it, Boakai. Graham Bassor will vote for their own too, which is Charlene Bronsky. Maryland will vote for their own. The Grebo people will vote for their own too, which is Eddie Zanan B. Cummings. I can rest and show you that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jeremiah. Cheers. Do you want to rebuttal or you want me to ask you a question?
You can ask me a question.
Okay, Mr. Chia, I'll ask you the same question to pertaining your candidate, Mr. Joseph Nima Boyka. Boyka performed very well in Lofa County. Matter of fact, Lofa County was the county that put him into the next round or the second round, 2017. Do you think, with the level of movement in Lofa County that we are seeing from CDC, CDC is out there campaigning heavily. I mean, we see Thomas Fala, we see Jefferson Koji. They are out there campaigning heavily. And the fact that Lofa County is now going to be represented by not just Joseph Boyka as a standard bearer, but there's another young man, brilliant young man, very vibrant, intelligent young man.
Former Vice President's son too.
Monimba. Do you think Joseph Boyka and the people in the UP party can say today that they will win Lofa County overwhelmingly? Because if Lofa is not in your basket, it's a dark night. It's a long, long night for UP. Do you think Joseph Boyka can win Lofa County?
Listen, and listen carefully, Honorable Chairman. If Joseph Boyka don't come up with 85% of the vote in Lofa County, anything that comes from my mouth is not factual. He's going to sweep that county. He's going to, listen, vying for the presidency, their son vying, is going to be a landslide. I can't, it's going to be of epic proportions because there is like your son is his last hand at this job. You need to give him what you want. And there's nothing wrong with other guys spending the Liberian people money in Lofa. There's nothing wrong with that, absolutely. Because if you intend to use the money, now that you want power, you want to go there and spend that money down there to convince the people, whatever you build there is going to remain there. You're not going to break it down when you leave, when you lost these elections. So Honorable Joseph Boyka, we just look at them. He only has one word. They have all this, he has the funnel. When he gets there, he sweeps the county and we leave. And he's going to get 85% of the vote from Lofa County. There's no doubt about that. All the people jumping around, pre-campaigning and started campaigning since 2021 in Lofa County, it's not going to pay off because the people understand, since the scenario of Honorable Brani Samuka, the people understand that they want to deny the best candidates a chance to any elections in that county. So their grandfather now, the overall boss, has spoken, and he want to deliver Lofa County to the Liberian people overwhelmingly. There's no question. And on another issue, I don't know why we will still be discussing when the crowd came out in Monrovia, there were crowd in all the political subdivisions that were out, all the 15 counties, Bapolo, Bomi, Cape Mount, Lofa, Nimba, Grand Judet, Maryland, Sino, even incoming hometown, people were there. George Weah, Grand Crew, there were people all in the street. But you see, the opposition drone will now go there. They can't see that one. They will only see things they decide to see. They will be zooming, extracting things from a Zoom footage as if to say, you only bought Zoom for the opposition, or you bought your Zoom for UP. So say you bought your Zoom for UP, continue to Zoom, that your own Zoom, you read your results on. Read your results. I've traveled the length and breadth of Liberia through all the 15 political subdivisions. I understand the livelihood of our people down there. Some people, you see, their shouts that they live in, their huts don't have a door. They just go to bed with small little lapa to the place there. You think those people like not supposed to be changed? Or because we have the luxury of time now to be in the diaspora, so you think we're better than those people? We need to rescue these people. This is the reason, this is the sole cause, the sole purpose that we are in opposition. It's not because of what we can get. Whoever wins these elections, Ambassador Boyka, is not going to take us from the US just to go down quickly to go do what? There are other qualified Liberians. There are other people that are breathing the same thing that you breathe in the same air. They need to have the comparative lifestyle. They need to be on par. They need to go to school. They need to be educated. They need good access to good health care. That's why we are saying we want the power. We're not saying we want the power because we want to do capital flight and be hauling things here yonder. But I understand. I wish, and I'm going to talk to authorities so that when we win, our brother here in studio is going to have an opportunity to serve his country for once. We're going to give him that opportunity so
I'm
that
not
he
doing
can
this
serve
for
his
job.
country. So he can serve his country and because he's a qualified Liberian, he's going to get whatever he buys for. So, Honorable Chairman, I don't have much to say on that topic, but we are going to sweep Liberia. Now has Gonglo is sweeping Liberia, but we are going to take Liberia by shock because even now, the president is in New York attending the General Assembly at that time, and we were sweeping the country. There was a landslide under the rain. The people will not come up because of the rain. Some of us don't have voting cards to vote, but we have influence and affluence. So what we're using now on the radio is to inform our people. In fact, the CPP guy is afraid to wear his color. That's why I came here in my uniform, to make sure that the Liberian people see me. When you see green and white, you know where we're going. So Yan will come on the show and refuse to identify where he based because he won't wear piece of
behind me,
Gonglo.
right?
You won't wear piece of all the candidates, all the 19 candidates, you wearing piece. You get small red, small maroon, small black, small. Identify yourself. We only have 16 more days to go.
You see my background, right?
Your background, you can't have your candidate picture in the background. That picture. So I cannot have my candidate picture, but I gotta represent it. I can't wear
Anybody who viewing from right now, they know that I'm a bona fide CPP member. It's running through my veins.
With links, bona fide CPP member with links in our chat rooms and links in CDC and links in Gonglo's chat room. We understand these things.
Okay.
But however,
so Yan is everywhere. That's what you are trying to say. I think Yan is preaching the politics.
But his energy for politics is immense. But he just needs to be a little more focused. Now, Yan, I've seen that for the past 3 weeks to a month, Yan's way of discussing these issues have changed and drastically. I must admit, Yan used to come on with the attack. Patriot issue, Patriot in Somali had, doing all of that. Yan's voice changed since the 17th of September. Yan, thank you. Thank you for seeing the bigger picture.
Okay,
I want to say something to what he said though. About Lofa.
So hold up. I mean, I will give you a chance to say that. Yan, the man, is saying that due to the crowd that came out October 17, they have suffocated your voice, and your voice. Your voice is now is on the mountain, but you can go ahead and speak to what he has said.
From September 17.
September 17.
My voice have elevated more in speaking to the minds and heart of our young people, our women, our older people who, if 6 years from now, they will be in their 80, they are 70, where their children are in college right now. They will be depending on them to take care of them. You know, Joe Boyka had a chance to create job. You can't tell me say Eden created a job and John came and took the job away. No. You can't tell me say Eden created something that will benefiting Liberia and George came and took it away. No. George only adding on to what Joe Boyka and any left for him. And the addition that he bringing in is even worse than what they left for him. So we are looking at people. You saying you get right there. Say some of our people in the villages, they're not living in a good environment. And Joe Barker had the chance to create to create a better environment for them. He had the oversight responsibility over the agriculture. I just told you $30 million worth of investment came under the agriculture ministry that should have provided job for those people in the villages to be able to create, get an income to get good living place for themselves. Joe Barker squandered that opportunity, and he came to us that he squandered that opportunity. You think those same people will go back there to vote for Joe Barker after he told them that the opportunity that came to make their life better, and he squandered it and he put it in his pocket. He collected $20+ million as vice president. He came out and told us dishonesty. He came out and told us that, oh, I'm broke. I'm broke. If this man is really broke, he's not even qualified to run our organization, our community organization, because he lacked management. $20 million in 12 years. Then after the 12 years, he come in and he say, you broke? Why you deal with him? If he's not broke and he's trying to lie to the people, then I mean he not fit, because one of the criteria of a leader is to be honest and straight and direct to the people of what he's going to do and who he is. So Joe Barker is hiding on the sheep clothing to come and lie to the people and squander more opportunity than what he's trying to tell us. So
Okay, so
you right there said it. He said our people live in a very deplorable condition. But Joe Barker had that opportunity to make it right for them. He squandered that opportunity for himself and his family and put our people in a deplorable condition. Today they're still there. We thought George Weah could do it better for them, but George Weah failed to do it.
so okay, so let's how to call it, Mr. Jeremiah Chia, we okay, this question is going to be for both of you. This question is for both of you. We understand in politics is, politics is very interesting. One who said that politics makes strange bedfellows. We are seeing what's happening right now in our politics. We see Prince Johnson, who was with CDC, he's now with UP. We see Jeremiah Combs, he's now with UP. We see Youngbleed breaking away from Liberty Party to go with UP. And we are looking at some movement around, and it's true. It's true that politics makes strange bedfellows. Do you think there is, Jeremiah, you go at this question first. Do you think there is a chance for UP and CPP or the opposition to come together if the opportunity is given to UP to go in the second round to run against CDC? Do you think UP can mend these fences, those broken pieces?
Alignment and realignment. There's always a chance for alignment and realignment in politics, but you need to understand who you're working with. The thing is, our people in opposition, we feel threatened by each other, and it shouldn't be that way. We should come together when there's a need and focus on the bigger picture, Liberia. But when we got together in our marriage before, we did not anticipate the chaos that would come. So when we went through the process that we went through, it's about trust issues. But now you better trust each other more than you trust the CDC. That's how politics is. If you trust the CDC more than you trust yourself, then it means that you're just a tail leg of the CDC. CDC is there, and you're there for yourself, and you're there for them again. So you can't be a tail leg politician or political party, and you're vying for the same job that other people have. So at the end of the day, the CPP folks behaves as if I would prefer we are, like Jan often say, I would prefer we are retaining than for a boycott to be there because this is not communist time. Crab mentality. The crab mentality doesn't stop because you know that we both fighting for the thing. For the people will get it before, or UP people get shot more. They can add it better than other people. That is the same way the UP people feel about other people. That is the same way the CDC people feel about other people. At the end of the day, everybody fighting for the turf. But will you prefer the CDC's turf more than your own turf in the opposition? That one of your same people who, for the past 6 years, people mention Ambassador Boyka. 18 years ago, he became vice president of the republic. Since then, 12 years elapsed. These other people are now leaders of our country. And now, 6 years later, we stay talking about something that the people set up and left there. Now, the other people was supposed to continue on it. Somebody left millions of dollars that they didn't meet in your economy. They left it on in the coffers. You start doing 25 million mop up. You start doing 60 billion. You're teaching money. You're doing all kind of things. You turn the money teacher. You get the money to the fuller people. You turn around. You do all kinds of things. But nobody in the opposition seems to want to flag it. Everything you want to bring Ambassador Joseph Yoman Boyka. Clean hands. Nobody seems to see the wrong in the opposition. But you won't be in opposition and be doing infighting. We understand that we can't get along. But if we can get along for a purpose, let's get along. So to your question, Chairman, I still believe in unison. I still believe, but I'm looking from the point of view of what happened in the last election. 2017, when Mr. Cummings went to the election, he came fifth. He did not give his support. He left the people. He said, "My people will decide for themselves," and that's how it went. My vast majority of the people that decided for themselves went the way of the CDC. Indirectly, he was telling the people, "You'll go there because I want for the other person to become president." Now the other guy got to the job, and this guy humiliated people. You saw the attack on Ambassador Honorable Yeke Koluba and Mr. Cummings when they went to Grange there. You saw the attack on their lives. You saw the people blacking their way on several things. That was not Joe Boyka doing that. That was the ruling establishment. But people don't seem to criticize and see these things. You saw people toting casket throughout. At the end of the day, these things are being affected the Liberian people. Our good Senator Niten, lost his life quite recently. People don't seem to have that unity yet. We need to come together as opposition people. We don't need to be fighting each other because what benefits us? Honorable Yeke Koluba happens to be an affiliate of the ANC. Since 2020 or 2019 or something like that, his kids are being away from him. They've been strangulating. He can't receive a paycheck on time. They've been doing all the things that they owe the man all that money as a lawmaker. That's a gross violation on his rights as a lawmaker and as a person. But we don't seem to see all these things. He threw his support for his uncle. At the end of the day, he still belongs to a political party. We need to understand that we are all in opposition. What they are doing to Honorable Koluba can affect any one of us. So we need to stand up united. You saw when he was apprehended and he was threatened by the deputy police commissioner on a broad daylight. Want to take him into detention, but people there stood and said no, he has immunity from this prosecution. So we have to come together. Our people need to understand that these people, like I said, instilling fear. There's several ways to do that. You can either you're not listening, that's fear factor. You can either listen and don't act, that's another fear factor. You can infuse into the economy hardship, that's another fear factor. You can make the people go on large-scale drug smuggling and other things and going with immunity, that's another factor. At the end of the day, people want to blame Honorable Joseph Boyka for that. You cannot blame him for that. You cannot blame Mr. Cummings for that. You cannot blame Gonglo for that. You blame the people that are at the helm of the leadership now who has the power to change anything they want to change if they want to do that. You see somebody is arrested with drugs, meth on the airport. And in a split second press conference comes up, the meth changed to Moringa. The Moringa, after several things, the Moringa changed back to the drugs again. How can Moringa be teaching the drug be teaching? That what when I show watching, right in our very eyes. Okay. But people want to say, oh, because Ambassador Boyka didn't do this, so that why the people brought the thing. The people, the consignee on the document says Finabondo. But nobody seems to want to question that now. It doesn't ring a bell. Nobody wants to say, oh, that the person never there. For that, the other people on the run. The other people on the run because of that. We need to understand these things, that fear factor. So if I call your name and say, Honorable Ziggy Saga brought this in Sunday, and I get missing, that's a problem for my family because I'm the breadwinner. So that's another fear factor. That's how you see the kush all in the street. Few years ago, I was down there. I know drugs were around, but there was not the large scale kush. What you see people doing there in the Northeast. I mean, it doesn't go well for our people. So we need a change. Whether it's Ambassador Boyka or Mr. Cummings, these people cannot retain power. That's the message. So I'm not against or anyone in the opposition black, but I support what I support. Ambassador Joseph Human Boyka, and come October 10th, the Liberian people, you can't intimidate Liberian people. I saw that I voted 2005 at Cathedral High School. I voted at Nipo Junior High School 2017. I saw what we went through. When the people ready to vote for people, nothing can start. In fact, they can say on campaign day, on elections day, no campaigning. People can be high-headed. The group coming from West Point, the other group coming from the other side, they say they must vote for the candidate. And when they finish voting, they'll stand right in front of the place. They're not going home. You will check it right there. So when you experience these things, you will know our people, they are resilient people, but they are high-headed people. When they get ready for you, and when it's your time, it will be your time. So see you 2029 CPP. That's going to be your turn.
I gotta answer the question too.
Hold on, the man gotta
You're not answering
the
nothing.
man gotta answer this question. The man gotta answer the question, and after this question, we can give our closing statement. And I enjoy hanging out with you guys, but I'll give you an opportunity to answer this question, and then Chia, you can give your parting statement, and Jan will do his as well. Yeah, again, I said, politics makes strange bedfellows. Do you think Mr. Alexander B. Cummings can work with UP, knowing
Mr. Cummings,
knowing that UP took him to the court? UP collaborated with the Rudy establishment, CDC, to malign his character. Do you think Mr. Alexander B. Cummings can work with UP in the second round if he is not participating in the second round?
you know, Ellis Cummings, if you really hang around Ellis Cummings and really talk to him, you will fall in love with this man. Humble, down to earth. He don't have no problem. He don't have no problem. Very down to earth person. This man have said over and over, he will support opposition. He will support opposition. He has said that. But again, he's not settling for, and if the opposition are going to support him, it will be UP coming, UP and Modubane and Gonglo coming to support him in the second round, because he know very well that he the one rising to the second round of. He know that. But Joseph Boakai on the other side, who can forgive? Joseph Boakai on the other side, who can forgive? Edwin Snow can attest to that. You rightly said it. The deaf, in our society, that one of the things that can bring people together. Deaf. No matter how you and myself are speaking, but when death occur, we forget about all those bitterness and come together. When Nathan died, on Nathan's funeral, up to this time, since Boakai broke away from the CPP, he cannot even mention. He don't even have the courage to even mention Cummings' name, the name Cummings. He can't even do it up to this time. On the funeral of Nathan rather, Joe Boakai was in the building. He was given the opportunity to speak. As soon as Ellis Cummings took the podium, Joe Boakai walked out. So you see the kind of man that want to rule a nation, a broken system like our.
No, he doesn't want to rule. He wants to lead.
No, you gotta let the
Yeah,
man.
the man that want
No,
to
but you can't
lead.
use the word rule.
Okay,
He wants to lead.
okay, the man that want to lead our people. You see his action. The man, he stood in court on oath, knowing very well that as VP, when he was vice president, when he used to travel to this country, to this greater United States, like Ellis Cummings house he used to be. He's on oath. He said he don't know Ellis Cummings. On oath. He said he don't know nothing about this man. When Ellis Cummings have donated money to his foundation before, he said he don't know Ellis Cummings. So Joe Boakai has set a stage where even when Ellis Cummings say, my people, you let vote UP, God forbid, they will not even go that route. People, CPP will not even go. I want them me, I am. If CPP, God forbid, if CPP don't go to the second round of, which I know CPP already in the second round of, if CPP don't go, if it just go all the way around, if CPP don't go that level, I am. I'm saying it publicly. I will not encourage such behavior in our country where young people are watching leaders to make the change they want to make in this generation. Because the action of Joe Barker not teaching my child in a home to be a patriot. No. And the action of Joe Barker and again the senators in the Unity Party. Unity
But
Party
Chairman,
get
is Jan guest
majority.
speaker here
No,
today, or we are on a dialogue?
no. You spoke for so long, though. You
No,
spoke for so
Well,
long.
long.
Be fair.
To be fair, Jan is not even half the time you spoke.
Yeah, you spoke for so long. That be fair.
I've been
Yeah. Senator,
honest. If you want to look at my time, it's right here. It's right here. Please.
CPP, the man want to destroy me. See, me say, United Party have majority lawmakers in the country. Have they ever invited the DEA to question the DEA what is happening with the drugs in the country? Have they ever invited people that name that have been mentioned, on those drugs cases? Have they ever even asked the justice minister when the 100 million or case just went by free? Did they ever ask the justice minister to say, oh, what went wrong?
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Majority of Unity Party are lawmakers. In fact, they are the majority in the house. But yet things are going wrong. We're focusing on George Weah. Unity Party, they are the worst people to take in or over the broken economy. First of all, the economy don't need rescue, it needs fixing. Joe Barker said he was broken down, and when you are broke down, you don't need rescue, you need mechanic to fix you. So we need an economist, we need someone who understands the fixing stuff to fix the country, which is Alexander Bikumi. And I tell you, we'll be looking forward to Joe Barker. He should put his ego aside to support CPP in the second round.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out with me today on a Sunday. It has been the pleasure of my life to hang out with you on a Sunday morning. Matter of fact, Jan is closing strong. Jan said Cummins is going to face Joseph Boyka because Joseph Boyka is a Parker. So Cummins will fix Joseph Boyka and fix the economy as well. So Cummins will be using one shot to kill two birds, I guess. So we need to close here, and we will give Jeremiah Chia the opportunity to go ahead. I want to be fair with you guys. Who want to go first? If not, I can pick who go first. Who want to volunteer to go first to close? Because
Jan can close. Jan can close first.
I will go.
I'm sensing the jab and the rebuttal in the next person closing. I don't want to be the one to pull, because the person that will be the last to close, I know they'll give it to that man. So saying Jan to go first. Jan, you are going first.
Yeah.
Please go strong, because there will be no rebuttal.
Allow the boy. Allow the little boy from CPP to close.
I will close, no problem. You can call me whatever name, because that they all feel so entitled. That's how the UP people are, no problem. They feel so entitled. First of all, I want to tell you and John Z, thank you for hosting us today. And the platform is doing well, giving the voice, to people to speak out and to speak to our people, to inform and to educate. That's what we are doing here tonight, to this morning. I want to say thanks to my dear brother, Jeremiah Che, like rightly said, Anya, we are here. We all have one goal, which is Liberia. Liberia. We can talk all the politics, but you still, my dear brother, when I see you, we drink, we laugh, we hug, we do everything. It doesn't mean that I'm a UPNs. I'm not a United Party. I will never be on Joe Baka. Yeah. So I would say today, when Joe Baka come to us, Liberians, and say, love Liberia, think Liberia and build Liberia, you should see that from his action. We parents, we love our children. When we say we love our children, we do everything possible to make life better for our children, to pave that road and create that environment that our children will live better life and be safe in that environment. Have Joe Baka done that for Liberians? 45 plus years into public service, living on taxpayer money, or benefiting from taxpayer, but not one single thing that the taxpayer that paying their tax that they can stand on today and say, yes, this is what Joe Baka have done that we can boast of today, that we are benefiting from today. But all we hear Joe Baka is a corruption free man. And with that, we are coming, Mr. UP people are coming and telling us that this man have experience. Look, if Nya applying for a job, you are the employer now, Liberians. I'm speaking to you. We are the employer. If someone apply for a job and you do your vetting process, that person will go through the vetting process. So now, local candidates are going through vetting process. We are vetting them. We're vetting them of their past, present, and their what they have done, and the things that the company that you are as Liberian have benefited from. We are vetting them. Joe Baka resume is telling us that he just been a mere team member who have not done anything innovative to benefit Liberians. He just been a mere team member. So taking the front row, he took the front row when CPP was together. You saw within 1 month how the CPP ended. Today, he want to take the front row of a broken economist where he said he was a packer, and he coming to tell us that he was a vice president and he have an experience. How can you have an experience when you were just a packer? And that packer, I will tell you, Edis Cummings is the man that will fix that car, and he will fix that car. The papi will die in peace, and he will be buried in peace in that country. I will tell you that George Weah and Joe Baka have failed the country. Our generation today are crying because of the past and the present. So if you think as a better boss set up in the market, you will continue to sell better ball tomorrow to continue to support your children when you are 78-year-old, the Joe Baka today, when you can't make it no more, who will be able to take care of you? Your children need that environment that they can get a job to do to be able to take care of you when you can't take care of yourself tomorrow. That's why you born children. Your child that you suffering, you setting that pepper in the market to send him to school. When he graduate from college, your child need a job to do.
I'm
And
watching the time here. Sorry.
Edis Cummings will provide that environment for your child to get that job, so that when you can take care of yourself tomorrow, so that child will be able to take care of you. That we are doing with our Mother's Day here today. So I would say, fellow Liberians, the election is very simple. Past, that got us to where we are. Present, that we are not seeing nothing. And the future, that will get us to the place that we all been longing for, which is Edis Cummings and the CPP. Thank you, and thanks to the platform. I will hang around and hear my brother. No problem. You can come and say whatever. No problem. But
Yeah,
I know the message.
yes. Please do, because the man sat there waiting and he listened to you. You spoke for, excuse me, you spoke for 5 minutes and 20 seconds. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Jeremiah Chair, you have the opportunity to meet that as well. You have the opportunity to speak for 5 minutes, 20 seconds, or you can go below that. You're not going to go above that. Please, we got to go.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, thanks to the Open Table platform for according us the opportunity to be here to discuss lengthy issues as it relates to our country, the political landscape. I'm very grateful to be here. Mr. Vulule, you spoke well. The listening audience, let me say thank you for viewing and sharing. And now to the issue. As I climax this discussion, I want to be very blunt. Our people deserves the rescue now. I hear my brother talk about 70, 80 years old person. We talk about longevity. Liberians, when have we lost our minds to think that long life has become a factor now? When you're living so long, it's a blessing. Our people needs to understand this. This is not a personal attack on Honorable Cummings or Honorable Barker, but we are just here to share the light to our people, to make them to understand where our country needs to be in the Committee of Nations. Our economy is in shatters. It needs rescue. Our people needs jobs. That's the rescue mission. That's the trajectory we are on. Our healthcare needs restructuring. Our educational system needs to be revamped. Our roads connectivity needs to be up on par with our neighbors. Liberians are very proud people. We are very resilient, and we cannot sit at the back seat any longer because we've experienced war. We know war. We don't want war, and we have experienced good life, and it got taken away from us. And now we on our second breath. We need these things to be taken into key considerations. Honorable Barker is going to deliver to our country what has been lacking for the past, or the better part of 6 years and going. Our country has had problems, several problems, but right now, the most pertinent issue that we have on our docket is to ensure that our country gets taken back from hooliganism, from gangster paradise, wherein there's no rule and there's no laws of governing our people. Things go with impunity. We need to get back our country through this rescue mission because our people need survivability. We need to survive. We need our own touch of grace to understand how we must go on with our people's life. It's not about who in the opposition thinks they are better than other people. We understand the arrogance of other political supporters, but they are not in the top echelons of power. They don't know where these people meet and decide how they will decide the fate of our people. Now we are in a better place that we can see from a distance the way things works. So we think that when we throw these lights on our people, they will be able to understand. Mr. Fulule, what you fail to understand our discussion was whether or not we get the support from the CDP, this rescue mission is going to succeed in every endeavor they put their hands to. It's not about how your corporate life is, your personal life is. We don't discuss those issues obtaining in Liberia. And if you think it's right that you see now, if you call Company, if you call Ban, Nima County, now you hear from the voices of your people, if you think they are okay, so be it. Every other thing you cast expression on our candidate, we say we agree. And the reason is simple. If we agree, you don't need to talk. Let's go on October 10 and see who gets the better portion of the support from the Liberian people. If you say you're not going to lend a support to an opposition candidate, and you're going to let your people go free to decide, those people who you didn't cater for to decide for them, to help them make that decision. They are going to decide for themselves. And that decision is going to be the UP. They're not going to go nowhere else. People like numbers. People like to belong. You have to understand the strategy of being part of something. You want to be part of history. We understand that. We understand your frustration of not getting there on time. We understand that. But at the end of the day, we can work our ways through means of helping each other, and making our people understand the best way possible. Our people knows that through it all, Liberians will always be Liberians. There's no war coming to that country. There's no need for upscale violence. There's no need to threaten the peace. What we need is a peaceful transition of power to the GMB-led administration come January. That's all we need. We don't need what you people experience in a EULA scenario. When you went there in Philadelphia, you couldn't handle a simple election for the Liberians in the diaspora. Then you want to sit on a platform and want to decide where Liberia goes. And you are a meticulous person in handling issues. You went there as a representative of your state. You went there, you couldn't even, your voice was not even heard on that platform. You didn't even make that decision. Things was at a standstill simply because few people were not allowed to participate in the process. How can you do that? Is this the way Liberia needs to be run by a communist-led administration? You as a representative at the level of EULA? You see, these things, when we come here and throw stones, we should watch where we're throwing these stones, because we live in a glass house, we all. So at the end of the day, yeah, understand this. I understand your testosterone level is high and energized to go on and about and walk and talk politics all day. But at the end of the day, it's not about you on this platform or me or anyone else, or even Ambassador Boyka or Mr. Cummings. It's about the bigger picture, Liberia. Do we love to see our country in the condition it is in now? No. You can't sit on the platform and tell me I cannot work with Honorable Boyka if he becomes president. So be it. That's your default. And you are going to be remembered in history for not doing so too. You understand me? At the end of the day, we just need to work together. For me, on this platform, whoever becomes president of Liberia, and if you can cater to the needs of the Liberian people, if the Liberian people decides through the peaceful process that this is the candidate, I support that process leading up to that candidate being elected. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do overwatch. I'm going to see the best way possible whether these people are living up to the promises they made to the Liberian people, because Liberian people are the people that we should focus on. So Honorable Jan Vulule, thank you for coming. I hope that you got a double dose of information that you need to carry on your weekend with, leading up to you guys from the CPP converging. And I hope that it can serve as a turning point in your decision making, that if it is not you, it can also be someone else. Try to lend a support from the spectrum of the CPP. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the Unity Party people following. So Moe B, catch you guys again on another side. Thank you.
So thank you guys. Thank you for coming in. Liberia wrestlers involved, a country that is in need of leadership. We thank you guys for listening to our listener. Thanks to the fine gentlemen, Mr. Jan Devil of CPP and Mr. Jeremiah Cheer for hanging out with us today on a Sunday morning, going into the Sunday afternoon. It was a pleasure, an extreme pleasure and privilege to hang with you guys, and you guys put our information out there. Again, we are just internet citizens. We are not voters. What we are saying here today, it's just nothing but opinions. These are our opinions. We hope the people back home can do the right thing. They're conscious things to do what is right for themselves, first and foremost, before us. Because all we are going to be doing in the coming year is to visit Liberia. Some of us, we have no intention at this moment to go back home and work. So for the next 6 years, we can enjoy being here. So we say thank you. Thank you, Jan the Devil, for representing CPP. Thanks to Jeremiah Che. Now let's go and have a good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. And to my greatest XYZ, thank you for the show. Thank you. Oh, XYZ is on his way. Man, The music is not even playing. I don't know. You guys brought some kind of bad luck to our music.
That's CPP people. They did
Power
that.
of
The music is not.
Joshua Power of the CDC wanted to call.
No, we having a discussion.
That Yan is the one doing all that. Yan is holding all the telephone lines. Yan is the one doing that. Temporary the internet. At the end of the day, CPP needs to know that it can't step our internet. So we have to pray about it.
Oh my goodness! Don't be acting like I don't want to call back. You going to war stage?
Honorable Chairman, I will advise that the next time we can sit on a platform, Yan and myself, you need to invite Honorable Joshua K. Power. He's from the CDC, and we'll have a lengthy discussion along with the chairman, the co-chairman. So that I
will send out an invitation to him, and we'll make a flyer for everybody to be prepared because we need CDC here.
We need CDC.
Yeah, CDC.
We need to give them the political latches.
All right, Joshua Power is listening.
We can do that after the first.
I'm sure Joshua Power will come.
But we can do that after. We can do that after CPP.
Yeah,
10 million men march.
After the first.
10 million.
10 million men. Where the country only has 5 million citizens. They say they get 10 million people.
No, not CPP said that. That's CDC.
You're the one said that.
People counting the people in the diaspora, but still Liberians in the diaspora will not make 10 million.
No.
I don't think Liberians in the diaspora and back home is 10 million. Joshua Power said he will be ready. So
no problem.
So I will send out the invitation to everybody. We'll make the flyer. The flyer will be out there. We need CDC here because Joshua said CDC will speak and they will win on the tangibles. Because they have tangible, the roads are there.
Yeah, they have tangibles, no doubt. They have tangibles. They have tangibles like the Princess Copper there. They have tangibles like the Kush to Moringa to $100 billion trust. They have tangibles like the numerous armed robbery, the Shalom Musu Cooper daughter. They have tangibles like the 25 million mop up, the 60 billion. They have so many tangibles.
They have tangibles like the 3 boys missing today.
The missing boys, the auditors there. They have so many tangibles. Yes, they have so many tangibles. When Joshua comes again, political latches.
Joshua with John Forces.
Thank you.
The CP with John Forces.
Yes.
We'll drag you, Joshua.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. Yes. There you come.
We're standing.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. See you guys.